So in this video, I'm going to bring you my weekly weather update, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm going to bring you a few issues from the island of Mallorca to prepare you for your holiday. And I'm filming this on the week beginning May the 13th, Monday May the 13th. And I want to start this video as well with a warning. I brought this up in my live stream from Sakoma yesterday, and I want to basically talk through this as well because I know many of you are planning to come on holiday to Mallorca. I know you're considering hiring a car, and I know many of you are thinking that that is going to be the best way to get around the island. Well, I'm afraid I do have some news for you, and at the moment the island is absolutely chock-a-block with hire cars, particularly in the afternoon, particularly in the southwest of the island. So we're looking at from say Magaluf all the way up to Palma, skirting around the MA20 motorway in the direction of the airport. So obviously this may well affect people getting flights in the afternoon and early evening. The traffic is an absolute nightmare, and that's the only way I can describe it at the moment. The motorway on the way to the airport in the afternoons, most afternoons it's almost turning into a car park. We're getting huge issues with congestion, and there are just too many hire cars on the island at present. So if you're wondering how to get around the island for this summer, if you want to remove the stress from your holiday, then really consider taking public transport. Now you're going to see a video on my channel, and I'll link it in the description text below, about how to get around Mallorca this summer using public transport. It's incredibly cheap, it's incredibly inexpensive, and actually it's quite efficient as well. Now, depending when you watch this video, I'm either going to have on my channel, or I will be putting on my channel, a video about my excursion around some of the most popular old towns, which are getting very crowded already earlier on in the season. So I'm talking about going to Valdemosa, to Dea, to Soller, to Port de Soller as well. And I didn't drive, I actually took the public bus. So go and check out that video when it's published, or if it's already published, see what my experience is like. But you're going to find that the buses are departing more or less on time, whether they're leaving their starting point around the island or they're leaving Palma bus station. And if there are any delays, then these delays are around 10 to 20 minutes maximum. If you are driving instead, you're going to spend a lot longer, and I've experienced this because obviously I drive around the island. You're going to spend a lot longer driving around looking for a parking spot. It's been an absolute nightmare trying to find parking, particularly in the old towns. It's a nightmare finding parking in the city, and it's a nightmare as well if you're hoping to leave the southwest as well and you're heading in the direction of the airport in the afternoon, or you're going into Palma. So without wanting to wreck the car hire industry over here in Mallorca, I'm just asking you to reconsider your trip. Maybe reconsider hiring that really expensive hire car this year. Maybe think about taking public transport instead. And I'm going to keep on taking some excursions as well by bus this summer, so you can see my experiences as well. If I can do it, then you guys can do it as well. So I'm going to make some excursions by bus. I'm going to video them. So consider subscribing to the channel as well, and hopefully I'll give you some inspiration as well about getting out and about on the island for some great things to do too. Okay, so what other issues have we got over here in Mallorca at the moment before I even move on to the weather forecast? Well, you can see I'm down here on Magaluf beach. It's looking very beautiful this morning, and you can also see as well that the sunbeds are now being rolled out on all the way through Calvia beaches. Now you're going to find a full price guide to the beach services over here in the Calvia area, so covering Santa Ponsa, Palmanova, Magaluf, Peguera, all the other resorts in the Calvia municipality on my channel. I will link to that video in the description text below, and you know what, I'll pin it at the end as well of this video too, so you can check that out. But you're going to find at present, and this is the week beginning the 13th of May, we still do not have sunbeds over in Santa Ponsa just yet. Same applies as well over in Pollensa. I do believe the bidding for the tender for the beach services over in Pollensa was closed last week, and they're going through all of that now. I don't anticipate any sunbeds being put onto the beaches over in Pollensa for the next few weeks. It's going to take a little bit longer. Hopefully we'll see them back on the beaches by June, and then at that point, as soon as we know the sunbeds are going out on the beaches, I'll get a full price guide for there too as well. Other parts of the island, I'm very pleased to see that we've actually got sunbeds on all the other parts of the island as well, so that is not a problem. But it's just these two areas in the northeast and the southwest, so fingers crossed we'll see those sunbeds coming out soon for the start of the really busy season which starts in June. Okay, more news. Now, yesterday on my live stream I was asked about any issues over in Palma Airport, and I do only have one issue for you, and that is for travellers going through Terminal A, so returning back to the UK. Now, because of renovations taking place at the airport, if you are wanting to get food and refreshments over in Terminal A, you're going to find that only Burger King is open. So not a great choice. So if you are travelling through the airport, if you're going home, stock up on some snacks from your resort before you head to the airport. They do have drinks machines over there. You can easily get a bottle of water for, I think it's €1.10, might have gone up to €1.20, so make sure you've got some coins with you so you can get those bottles of water at the airports if you don't want to queue. If you're travelling with kids, if you've got young kids with you, take a bag full of snacks, maybe go to the bakery in your resort before you go to the airport, get yourself an empanada, which is like a pie, or get a baguette before you go to the airport as well. But that really is my main advice. Be prepared if you're going through Terminal A. I've emailed them this morning actually to ask them when the other services are going to be opening over in Terminal A, if they're going to have any other food options going on into peak season. So I'm waiting for that email. I'll let you know next week what they say, because of course I bring you my weekly update from over here on the island as well every single Monday, with regards to the weather and any other hot topics which are happening over here in Mallorca. Okay, so the point of this video, let's move on to the weather. Now, the weather's looking all good. You can see the beautiful blue skies behind me, and it's looking really good for the week ahead too. We're going to be having highs of around 25 degrees, also dipping at times down to 23 degrees. Lows on the evening are still around 14 to 16 degrees, so it's still a little bit cool on the evenings. Bring a mix of clothes over. There's still a really cool winds blowing as well. I can feel it now. In the sunshine, the sun is very strong, but in some parts of the island, particularly as we're going to be having some cloudy days this week, we're going to have a real mix of sun and clouds. Make sure you bring a top with you, bring something warm as well, particularly if you're visiting the old towns, as you'll see in my video published later. Make sure you've got some extra clothes with you as well, because it's not high summer yet, it's not boiling hot all of the time, particularly at night. But we have got a sunrise at times of 6:36 in the morning, sunsets at 5 to 9, so make sure you get out and about and enjoy those times of day as well. And we also have, and also looking at my weather app as well, we've got mixed results, we've got mixed weather forecasts on the weather apps and on the other weather forecasts. But looking at the AMET, which is the Meteorological Society for Spain, I can see that we've got a really outside chance of a shower on Tuesday, so just come prepared for that. It's a 50-50 chance, which is basically saying it may rain, it may not. Same goes on Wednesday, there's a really outside chance of a shower. It just basically means just be prepared. If it does rain at this time of year, don't worry about it. The sun will be out in 5 minutes after. So if you do have a shower, go to a bar, then 5 minutes later, pretty much the sun will be back out. But we are going to have some mixed cloud this week as well, so it's not going to be quite hot all the way. Okay everyone, I hope this video has proved useful. If you're coming over to the islands, I'm going to have more information. I've got more great content coming for you this week as well, so stay tuned to the channel. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish off my coffee here in Magaluf, and I'm going to get making those videos. Thanks very much for watching everyone. I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.